A chance for redemption, Marcus Jackson's unexpected mission. The doorbell chimed, heralding another day at Brown's Electronics Haven. Leonard Brown, the store owner, flipped the closed sign to open, inhaling the familiar scent of new electronics and cleaning supplies. At 58, Leonard took pride in his store, a small business he had built from the ground up. His gaze swept across rows of sleek gadgets, each representing years of hard work. Yet, beneath his pride, years of implicit biases lingered, deeply rooted and seldom challenged. A customer like any other, or not? The morning progressed smoothly. Leonard attended to regular customers, helping them find the latest gadgets with a welcoming smile. Around 11 a.m., the doorbell chimed again, and a tall, well-built young man entered. His name was Marcus Jackson, though Leonard didn't know that yet. Marcus was dressed casually, his posture confident as he began browsing the store. Leonard's welcoming demeanor faltered. A flicker of unease gripped him, old prejudices whispering unfounded warnings. While Marcus admired an iPhone on display, Leonard's mind replayed conversations with friends about troublemakers and past incidents of theft. His hand tightened on the counter as he struggled to mask his discomfort. "Can I help you find something?" Leonard asked, his voice clipped. "Just browsing, thanks," Marcus replied with a warm smile. Leonard forced a nod but couldn't suppress his growing suspicion. He hovered nearby, pretending to straighten shelves while keeping a close eye on Marcus. Every move Marcus made felt calculated to Leonard, though there was nothing overtly suspicious about his behavior. The call that changed everything. When Marcus approached the counter holding a smartwatch, Leonard's nerves were frayed. "Do you have this in black?" Marcus asked. Leonard hesitated, convinced he had seen Marcus pocket something earlier. "Let me check," he muttered, retreating to the back room. Instead of looking for the watch, Leonard picked up the phone and called the police. "I think I have a shoplifter in my store," he reported, describing Marcus in detail. The dispatcher asked if Marcus had stolen anything. Leonard hesitated before admitting, "Not yet, but I'm sure he's planning to." "Stay calm and keep an eye on him," the dispatcher advised. Returning to the floor, Leonard informed Marcus that the smartwatch wasn't available in black. Marcus smiled politely. "No problem, I'll keep looking." Minutes later, the doorbell chimed again. 2 police officers entered, scanning the store before approaching Leonard. "Thank you for coming," Leonard said, gesturing toward Marcus. He's been hanging around the expensive items, acting suspicious. The officers approached Marcus. "Sir, may we have a word?" one of them asked. Marcus looked surprised, but complied. The officers asked him to step aside, and Leonard watched anxiously as they questioned him. He expected the officers to catch Marcus red-handed, but the interaction didn't unfold as he imagined. A shocking revelation. After a tense few minutes, one of the officers, Officer Jenkins, returned to Leonard. "Mr. Brown," he said, his tone serious. "We need to speak with you privately." Confused, Leonard led the officers to his back office. "Is everything okay?" he asked. Officer Jenkins cleared his throat. "The young man you reported isn't a shoplifter. He's an undercover inspector with the Federal Anti-Discrimination Compliance Agency. His name is Marcus Jackson." Leonard blinked, the words hitting him like a punch to the gut. "What? That's impossible. I saw him pocket something." "We searched him thoroughly," Jenkins interrupted. "He didn't take anything. Mr. Jackson is part of a sting operation to assess discriminatory practices in businesses." Leonard's legs wobbled as he sank into his chair. "Discriminatory practices? In my store? I've never." Officer Jenkins cut him off gently. "Perhaps not intentionally, but your assumptions and actions today tell a different story." Confronting the truth. Moments later, Marcus joined them in the office, his expression calm yet resolute. "Mr. Brown," he began, "I think we need to talk." Leonard avoided his gaze, shame bubbling within him. I don't understand. I treat everyone fairly." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Do you?" "From the moment I walked in, your demeanor shifted. You watched me more closely than your other customers. You spoke to me in a curt, suspicious tone. And finally, you called the police on me without any evidence of wrongdoing. Leonard's face turned crimson. I didn't mean. I thought. You thought I was a criminal because of how I look, Marcus interjected. It's not just about today, Mr. Brown. Your store has received multiple complaints about discriminatory treatment. Leonard's jaw dropped. Complaints? Against me? Yes, Marcus confirmed. And today was meant to determine whether those complaints were valid. A chance for redemption. The gravity of Marcus's words sank in. Leonard realized he had acted on biases he had never acknowledged, ones that had been ingrained in him since childhood. He thought of his late father, whose warnings about those people had shaped his worldview. I don't know what to say, Leonard stammered, tears welling in his eyes. Marcus leaned forward. Acknowledging the problem is a start. The next step is making changes, not just in how you treat your customers but in how you view the world. Leonard nodded, his voice trembling. I want to do better. What can I do? Marcus's expression softened. Education is key. Attend workshops on unconscious bias. Train your staff to create a welcoming environment for everyone. And most importantly, reflect on how your actions impact others. Leonard promised to take immediate action, not just to comply with laws but to truly change his mindset. Moving forward. Over the next few weeks, Leonard transformed his store. He attended anti-bias training, diversified his staff, and implemented policies to ensure all customers were treated with respect. He also put up a sign near the entrance that read, "All are welcome here." Marcus returned one day, not as an inspector but as a customer. Leonard greeted him warmly, genuinely glad to see him. "Thank you for giving me a second chance," he said. Marcus smiled. "It's not about second chances, Mr. Brown. It's about learning and growing." As Marcus left with a new smartwatch, paid for in full, Leonard felt a newfound sense of purpose. His store wasn't just a place to sell gadgets anymore, it was a place to build bridges and challenge stereotypes. And for the first time in years, Leonard felt truly proud of what he had built.